What's up, guys? My name is SnyperSama, but you can call me Sniper. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are doing another one of I crafted the perfect weapon based on your guys' comments. Today, we are going with the light bowgun. Now, before we get into that, I just want to give a little update. Sorry, the uploads haven't been as regular. I'm sorry, I'm trying new things. I'm trying to figure out how all of this YouTube stuff works. When I first started this, it was easy. It was Monster Hunter builds, and that's it. The creativity came from this game and how everything worked, and I'm having to navigate a lot of that on top of dealing with a lot of stuff here at home, like a giant hole in my ceiling, and water damage, and a new AC unit, and all kinds of headache. So, make sure you guys are commenting, make sure you guys are liking, let me know what is going on in your guys' lives. Let me know what you guys are up to. Hopefully everything is doing well. As of at least today's recording, most of the stuff around here is handled, so I'll have a little bit more time to put into creatively making videos for you guys. That being said, again, make sure you guys are liking, make sure you guys are commenting, letting me know what you think, what your guys' opinions are, and what you guys think I should do next, okay? Without further ado, let's get into it. With my perfected light bowgun, at least this is what I'm considering it to be, based off of all of the comments from my other light bowgun videos, it seemed like there was a very balanced discourse between all of you guys, truth be told. Some of you were really hyped for piercing light bowgun, some of you were really hyped for the normal, and then some of you wanted the elemental dragon light bowgun. And it seemed like everyone was happy with their own specific one. At least for me, though, after going back and playing with it a little bit more, this one and normal happen to be my favorite, and this is a Pierce Ammo rapid fire light bowgun, okay? So, we do have it in the sleep category. Doesn't really matter, but it's how I have it, and it's one that I already had. So, for the set bonus skill for this, I specifically went with Fulgur Anjanath's Will. The reason I went with this is Second Wind is really nice. It gives us the additional stamina. Additional stamina lets us dodge a little bit more, on top of the fact that it's a lot easier to proc things like Maximum Might. We do have Maximum Might, but not on this build. The extra stamina is literally just for our own dodging capability in this one. It is not being used for anything other than that. So you could substitute the Fulgur coil here and the option for Fulgur Anjanath's Will on your weapon. But there was a lot of people that noticed in the video that I made about the Pierce and the normal one that did have Maximum Might. I almost never got to use it, and that's because I was slide firing. Because of that, it really lends itself to, is it a need, is it not? I didn't think so, which is why it's not here, but I did like the additional stamina gauge, okay? And then we have Lord Soul. Lord Soul is just going to be a really nice addition. It's going to make sure that you get the 5% damage bump when you have multiple pieces of arch-tempered gear, which we have with our helmet and our Van braces. But back to the weapon. We are rocking Pierce and Rapid Fire, which gives us an ammo capacity and level of 3 and 6, specifically for Pierce ammo, which is exactly what we want, okay? On top of that, we are rocking 1, 2, 3 attack, and then 2 ammo boost. Ideally, in the case of this, I think the ammo boost could get replaced with another attack, but there's only so much you can do. This one it's still a great roll. It's still a phenomenal roll. It's kind of like the 3 attack, 1 affinity, 1 sharpness on regular melee weapons. Ideally, you'd want 4 attack, 1 capacity boost, or ammo boost, but it's beggars can't be choosers, right? So, triple attack, double ammo boost is what I've got. With an affinity focus, I would probably say go for an attack focused over affinity. I do have the attack infusions, but the little extra attack that you would get really lends itself to being a nice addition, but it is not a requirement, okay? As far as the armor goes, we have Arc Vulcan, both from Arch-Tempered Arcfeld. The reason we're rocking these is Weakness, Exploit, and Flare. I mean, I say it in every video it's part of. They're crazy, okay? Then we have the Gourmail Alpha. The reason we are rocking Gourmail Alpha is because we actually have the Sorrow Roll boots. These are really good and also come with Black Eclipse, meaning I'm covered. You do not need to worry about Frenzy. Because you're not worried about Frenzy, you just get all of the bonuses of Black Eclipse, which is just an affinity boost, okay? Plus, Gormagala Alpha gives us the evade window because we're sliding around so much with our light bowgun. It is one of those skills that it's a little bit nicer to have. And with the 1 level of antivirus, we only have to slot in 2. And then obviously the Guardian Fulgur Coil Beta with Stamina Surge for more stamina. The Golden Age Charm just needs to be attack boost. I have one right here. It's not perfect. It's great, but it's attack boost with burst. The whole thing is you just want to hit the attack boost 4 cap. If you can hit that, you're golden, okay? As far as the decorations go, we have 1 refresh jewel here. The reason we are rocking a refresh jewel, just stamina surge. We want to make sure that we are able to slide fire as much as humanly possible, which means having our stamina back relatively quickly is very, very important, okay? On top of that, we have a growth jewel. This is just self-improvement. It's just going to give us a little bit more, depending on a little bit more attack and defense, depending on how long a hunt lasts. Then we have 1, 2 chain jewels. Chain jewels is going to put us up to level 3 burst, letting us hit that middle cap of hit 5 for a more successful, bigger stat boost, okay? And then same thing for Flare here. We have 3 levels of Flare to allow us to hit the moderate more amount of damage, make it easier to hit the wounds, essentially hitting that little cap that makes it better than level 2 versus 3. We have 2 Destroyer Jewels here. The reason I said that the burst doesn't matter on your jewel is because you can just slot it in right here. I ended up seeing that I had the ability to put in Part Breaker level 3, and because this is a piercing build, it would work very, very well, but it is not a requirement to have Part Breaker level 3, so if you don't have an attack boost burst charm, just go ahead and slot it in right here. Then, last but not least, we have our 2 Sane Jewels and our attack jewel. 2 Sane Jewels, like I was talking about in the armor section, are just going to be to make sure that we have antivirus for the affinity bonuses. The attack jewel, just to give us the plus 2% overall and an additional plus 8, okay? If you were to have the attack boosts instead of the affinity boost like I have, you would actually have even higher attack. You'd be closer, I think it's an additional 10 or 15, so you'd be at either 250 or 255, okay? So, now we'll get into the weapon. The weapon is just going to be a Pierce Jewel level 3 and Critical Jewels. The reason we are rocking Critical Jewels and the Pierce Jewel is going to give us an additional 5% on all of our Pierce ammo shots. The Critical Jewel is as it follows. It's Critical Boost. You get an additional, not an additional, but you get up to 40% more damage with the Critical Boost instead of the standard, I think it's 25% that you normally would get for hitting a crit. Well, with Weakness Exploit, we end up having the 30%. Include antivirus, we are sitting at 50% because antivirus is going to give us the 10 plus the 15. So we're at about 55% at all times. With the affinity bonus, we have 15% naturally. We're at 70% now. Okay. That 70% sounds like it needs to be higher. I agree. But the caveat to this is the fact that we're using Pierce ammo, okay? You do not need to have maxed out crit rate because eventually you're going to have ammo go through a monster, and while you are fighting that monster, it's just not going to hit a weak spot, which means Weakness Exploit isn't going to be working anyways. If you were to try to min-max that extra 30%, you would lose really, really important skills like Part Breaker, Stamina Surge, things that are going to make it easier on you. You can make the argument that you could drop the Refresh Jewel and the Destroyer Jewels here and go for something like Maximum Might or even something different. However, at least for me and at least your guys' comments stated that because we're using a Pierce build, something like Part Breaker might be more beneficial. Honestly, the skill list doesn't look crazy like it normally does, but that's because this is full damage. Nothing else, without question. Just damage. Just against the dummy at the lowest level, 2 shots, no alternate firing mode, we have 200 damage. If we were to go ahead and put in the actual special mode, you can see we get 270 off 1 shot. And this damage, you can see, it's turning into the majority of them as crits, okay? You are able to do so much damage. It is insane. Rapid chaser shots, I mean, to be fair, we are against the dummy. Let that be known. Because we are fighting the dummy, it is going to be a little less. But you can see there, with just the little bit that I used it, I was able to get over 3,000 damage. And then on top of that, you're very mobile. You're able to sit there, you can move real quick, you can dodge, you can still do everything that the heavy bowgun naturally would want you to, but with the speed and the power of a light bowgun. Because truth be told, the power on this thing is absolutely nutty. I'm actually in the process of making a video about my favorite and the best weapons in the entire game and doing a tier list, kind of like my difficulty or mastery tier list just from a couple days ago. So this is definitely going to be up there because not only is it fun to use, but it packs a punch. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for today's video. Thank you all for coming and watching. Thank you all for hanging out. Don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see all of you in the next one. Farewell.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.